All right. Hello. Happy witching hour. So this is the discussion that people have been requesting for quite some time. And I want to talk to you guys about now that we got a moment, now that we have some moments of peace where we're not distracted. We need to talk about the etheric realm, astral travel, astral projection, um, and just to give you guys as much information as I can here. I am actually, like I said a few months ago, I am restructuring my classes. And, I'm going to be offering a 3-class astral projection course where it's 3 hours. But astral projection is going, astral travel, the etheric realm is going to definitely be included in all of my classes because I think it's very important for you guys to understand how certain people are able to get into your etheric space and how they are able to do it. Now, everybody has, oh, by the way, if you guys can hit that thumbs up, if you can subscribe, I am so sorry for all of the crazy nuttiness and the distraction. This is really, really important because I believe that it can change your life. It can change your life once you understand how people are able to do certain things, how people are able to, um, you know, um, even people that don't practice witchcraft are able to use astral travel, astral projection, and not just people, but then also entities, demons, spirits, how they're able to get to you. So, astral travel to me is the actual act of traveling from the physical realm to the spiritual etheric realm. Okay. And the way that you do this is with your mind. Hey, Jen. Hello. Nice. I'm glad to see you here, sweetie. Um, so astral travel and astral projection is a way to move through the etheric realm. Okay, move to, it's how you get to the spirit realm. And so this is something that has been proven to be very, very real, especially when it comes to unexplained mysteries as far as like with health, circumstances that may be going on, people that have hauntings. And Jen, yes, I am going to do a video on that amazing picture that you sent to me. I appreciate that so much. So I am going to do that. Yeah, I've been kind of dealing with other worldly, manly, patriarchal, weird things. Okay. Okay. So obviously, doing astral travel and getting into the etheric realm can help people. Okay. It can actually help people. But of course, you can also do harm to people, and harm can be done to you. Harmful energies and entities are actually traveling through the astral realm as well. Okay. Sorry, my speaker just turned off. Sorry, y'all. So it is really important. I believe that one of the first things that people should learn when it comes to the craft is about astral travel. I think that it's something that many people don't know about, but then again, there's a lot of people that know a lot about astral travel, and they know exactly how to get to you. They can get to you and interrupt your dreams. They can bring all sorts of spirits with them. They can do certain intents. I've heard people being so good at astral travel that they can actually move things around. I have heard of people using astral travel to put people under possession. If you've ever seen somebody that strangely all of a sudden starts acting and behaving like another person, like they just start kind of saying all of their sayings, they even start to look like that person. They start to maybe have the same ailments as that person. Okay. Even people that have passed away, they have a direct line through the astral realm. They do, because they're a spirit. So spirits can get in through these certain doorways. And that's how they get to you. So that's why some of you guys, um, especially when you start getting into witchcraft and you start getting more attention from witches, and witches start noticing you, and they start to become interested in you, and maybe they may have some kind of baneful intent, possibly. And they can get in there and they can do a lot of things to you. In fact, you know how people have reported sleep paralysis? That is not always just caused by a succubus or an incubus. That's not always just caused by that. That can be caused by somebody that's really, really good at astral projection, and they can make you feel like you have been attacked, even astral sex and astral rape. It is extremely important, especially when you bring, it's trying to stop me, especially when you bring baby girls into this world. For some reason, it's more popular for women, but it does definitely, I'd say all of your babies. There's so much that I have learned just in the past several years, but just in the past 3 weeks, to where, like, when I look back at my babies, and when I look back at my life, and when I look back, I wish that I would have known this. Sadly, a lot of this information got lost. A lot of the world got lied to. And this is one of the reasons why the entire world is wide open to these entities. Okay. There is a ritual that I am currently teaching to all of my students. And what this ritual does is it is very specific on keeping people, entities, demons, unfamiliar spirits, random spirits out of your astral space. You can even keep curses out of your astral space. In fact, a lot of the times you don't have a curse on you. A lot of times. Okay. Now, most of us, when we use magic and we use these things to make our lives better. Sadly, there are people out there that are into dark workings. I don't judge those people, because I think that everybody is everybody's teacher. I feel that when you learn what is actually going on, how things are happening, why they are happening, what to do to prevent them from happening, then you can actually utilize your life for your fulfillment. There are some people that I've noticed that spirits will come in. These are spirits, and even sometimes what we call a demon, a malevolent spirit. Because, okay, let's stop using the word demon. I realize that the word demon triggers people because there's people out there that work with demons. I've actually worked with demons before. And so let me not trigger anybody. You're either going to have positive spirits or malevolent, benevolent or malevolent. So malevolent spirits will come in and let's keep it real. They want to be alive again. They want to live vicariously through you. There are some malevolent spirits that want to snatch you into the astral. In my theory, this is what kills a lot of people. In my theory, I believe that this is how, I believe that this is why so many people die suddenly. Um, and I believe that this is what is causing so many people to feel or to be energy harvested. I actually did a reading just recently to where, client was like, you know, well, she wasn't a client at the time. I was doing a reading for her, and she said, I am just tired. I take my supplements, I have a good diet, I exercise, and then all of a sudden, it's like I wake up, I feel like I can't get enough sleep. I feel shortness of breath. The doctors don't know what's wrong with me. So what I did was I looked at what was actually happening to this lady, and there was a random spirit that was coming in that was literally sucking the life out of this woman. I did work for her. It's not happening anymore. Okay. This is often the reason why you have scratches, bruises. Some people wake up, you might wake up and you just feel really cold or you feel really stiff. Okay. Now keep in mind, there are also parasites. It's not just spirits in the astral realm, it's also parasites that are traveling. Parasites do what? They look for a host to attach to. So this is the actual source of your energy harvesting. There are several ways of doing earth magic when you have another person energy harvesting off of you, or when you have another person that is it's equivalent to selling a soul. Most of the people walking around this earth are literally living energetic sacrifices. That's it. They just get fed on, they get fed on. The older they get, the more tired they get. And so a lot of people assume, well, I'm older. That's why I'm tired. Why would you get tired just because you're older? That doesn't even make sense to me. And then also look at all the kids that are tired. Your children, the reason why your children have a really, really hard time getting up in the morning, it's not because they're lazy. It may not even be because of their diet. And then especially depending on what bloodline you're from. Okay. So I have a handful of clients that are now recovering from being pretty much spiritually raped, and not just sex. Rape is not just sex. Rape is what? What's the act of rape when you take something from somebody? So I have just a whole bunch of clients right now at this moment that are healing. Their bodies are healing and they are regenerating themselves because they have been so taken from, during the astral, because of this astral stuff that's happening in the astral. And so, um, spirit is very, very specific, though, when it comes to your intuition as far as where it's coming from. If it's a person that is facilitating it, then there are ways of dealing with that. If it's a spirit that is facilitating it, there are ways of dealing with that. Once you have done the work, you're going to start feeling better within 3 days. A lot of people have reported, feeling different instantly. The mind tends to become adapted to certain ways that you may feel. And so, scary as it is, looking at most of the world, most people don't know who they are because of astral jumping, astral travel, and astral spirits. Why I always wake up scratched. The symptoms, I'm going to tell y'all something. Scratches are the tip of the iceberg. Okay, sweetie. Scratches are the tip of the iceberg, guys. There's things that can come in and they're called they're called spiritual walk-ins. And they will search and they will search and they will travel, and some of these spirits have traveled light years. Okay, so the astral actually connects us to the universe, and it also connects us to it connects us to everything that is above, between, and below. This is something that people should be extremely concerned about. And technically, it's never been written in a book that says that you have to go along with that. You have every right to protect yourself, because everything that connects you to the physical world connects you to the astral, to the etheric. It's all connected. There's no separation. So whatever is happening to you in the etheric realm is happening to you in the physical. Okay. And I'm talking about as far as your own personal person. For example, if somebody travels to you, and decides they want to, kind of fight you in your sleep, or they want to beat you up, or they just want to harm you, then you may go to sleep at night and wake up and you may have bruises. You may have a black eye. Your knees may hurt. Your back may hurt. Okay. Now, if a spirit wants to do harm to you, same difference. Because when you are traveling through the etheric realm, you are a spirit. Okay. Um, this is being done on a major level. There are certain cards in the deck that shows you that you're dealing with astral travel. Number one is the Hermit, and I'm pretty sure that there's more. Another card would be the High Priestess, the Four of Swords, the Moon, the Star, most of the major arcanas, um, the Death card, the World card. Ten of Swords can tell you if you're dealing with some kind of astral stuff. Sometimes the Justice card. A lot of the major arcana, except for the Wheel of Fortune, so there's a lot of major arcana that let you know that you are being um, pretty much, oh, Nine of Swords too. A lot of the cards in the deck can diagnose that this is happening. Okay. But I think it depends on, like, I never listen, whenever y'all get readings from me, unless it is a message that your spirits have to get to you, unless it's something that they want you to know. Typically, I always ask you, what are your concerns? What are your questions? What are your questions? So if somebody says, well, I'm having trouble sleeping at night, I don't feel well, I'm having anxiety, I'm constantly tired, I'm wore out, I'm sore, I don't know what's going on. Doctors can't figure out what's wrong with me. So I'm able to diagnose that with the cards as far as what's happening in the spirit realm. Okay. And you know what? This goes for everybody. You know, Christians, Catholics, no matter what religious belief that you're under, that doesn't necessarily protect you from it. But the Bible actually speaks of astral projection a lot, and we don't even realize it. So a lot of people have misinterpreted the Bible. The Bible has been scrambled. It's almost like something that you have to look at and you have to really, really, really think critically about it. So for example, when it says worldly issues, you know how when people say, oh, the world, which means the physical reality. But I believe that what the Bible is actually saying is that it's saying for you to make sure, for you to check and see what's going on in the astral, in the etheric realm. Yeah, yeah. I believe that a lot of, if we, because I haven't read the whole Bible, my goodness, but I believe that if you actually read the Bible, I believe that you will hear a lot of Jesus' teachings talking about that. But then again, of course, there are people that are very limited. For example, if somebody um, feels as though they want to take something from you, instead of taking something from you, why don't they find their north? Y'all hear me talking about that a lot. What is finding the north? Because I can tell you that there are people that are stealing from people in the astral as well. Okay. They are stealing from you in the astral. And they have very limited beliefs because they focus too much about what the world is doing. They don't actually pay attention to the fact that, um, we actually mold and shape the world that we create around us all the time. So, for example, a person that doesn't really understand that you can find your north, you can find that prosperity, healing that you need without taking it from others. So a lot of people complain about, a lot of people complain complain about energy harvesting. That's when it's happening, is when you're asleep. That's when the energy harvesting is happening, is when you are asleep. Okay. And it's either being done purposely by people, or either it's being done in the spirit realm. I know a lot of women have those attachments. They do. They have those attachments. And so, some people have certain entities that are in the spirit realm acting for them. For me, when I decided to help people spiritually, I wanted to cleanse myself. I cleansed myself for years and years and years. And that is because a lot of my spirits, for some reason, I don't know what it was about, they were way too overprotective. I don't know if these were spirits that my parents had put up, or maybe it just was random. But for some reason, I felt like there were spirits that were keeping me very, very isolated. And those spirits can either be put there purposely. I know that when you are dealing with males, that's why a lot of you women, when you get divorced or when you break up with your ex, why everything's so chaotic? Why is everything chaotic? And that is because a lot of men will have these entities in the spirit realm that can move in and out and do whatever they want. Not only can things come in through you, and let's talk about things that are coming in directly through you, because it's all about how open your mind is, and then it's all about your bloodline and what gifts that you have. If you are somebody that's like a shaman, all kinds of stuff can come through you, come directly through you. They will come directly through you, and they'll just kind of stick to your house. Now, I think that my spirits, when they began to teach me this, it was because I'm like, why do I feel like I constantly got to smudge my house? So I have shamanism, it's in my bloodline. Why I feel like I constantly gotta smudge my house? Then I realized that there were spirits that were coming through me, and energies coming through directly through me. Um, so for some reason, and I think that I really believe that a lot of men have this knowledge. The Freemasons and stuff like that, they have this knowledge. Not all men obviously have this knowledge, but there are a great number of men that know about this. And I think that this is how they are able to sort of control and dominate women and how they feel. For example, if because men, they do magic different than women. So for example, a lot of men, they feel like I must punish even when I'm wrong. I have to punish you. I have to punish you. I am a man. So what they'll do is they will conjure in tranquil spirits. As a woman, those in tranquil spirits will come straight through to you, and this is how they're able to dominate and control you and make you feel weak and make you feel like you can't live without them, even though they're abusing you, even though they're abusing you. And it does not take a candle to do that. It doesn't take a candle. It doesn't take an elaborate altar. It doesn't take any of that. Some people use mirrors to astral project. Okay. Some people use mirrors. Some people use focal points. Some people use crystal balls. But some people are actually able to just literally the way that they do it. I am not going to say because I've had people requesting that. How do you astral project? How do you do that? I can't give out that information. You know why? Because you never know who's watching and you never know what they're going to try to use it for. So I'm not going to. Now, my students, I don't mind teaching them that. Because whenever you become a student of mine or whenever you become a client of mine, you take an oath with me. And it don't even have to be spoken or written. You take an oath with me that you are not going to use that to harm me. And you know what? I do not advise using that to harm anyone else in particular when they don't deserve it. Okay. So, I can't sit here and say, how do you do it? A lot of people figure it out. A lot of people, their spirit guides show them how to do it. A lot of people were taught how to astral project and how to travel through the etheric realm. I think that if you are going to learn astral projection, you need to use it wisely. Okay. But you know what I'm saying? Some people, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm sorry if it's breaking up or whatever. I'm in the kitchen. Some people, they want to use their knowledge and their magic. Some people want to use it to harm people. Some people want to use it to better their lives. Some people want to use it to better other people's lives. I mean, you use it at your discretion. So I'm not going to tell you how to use it. I'm not saying that, but I think that you should not take advantage of it. That's the issue, is that so many people take advantage of it. And I believe that you have to understand that everybody has guardian spirits. Everybody has that. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world. Everybody has guardian spirits that protect them. Okay? They do. Now, there are certain circumstances to where people will try to destroy your guardian spirits, your guardian angels. And, it's a possibility, but it's a slim possibility. Okay? It's a slim possibility. The bottom line is this, is that if you feel that someone has stolen something from you in the astral, you have every right to take it back. You have every right to take back what is yours. So this is the reason why it's important to know how to open up your channels in the astral realm. Okay? And I'm offering classes on this specifically for astral travel. But I also teach you how to protect your astral and your etheric spaces. Okay? Um, once a lot of, I call y'all the innocents, and especially my fairy witches. Fairy witches are constantly being taken advantage of, and that concerns me. Those are the sweet, kind, gentle souls. A lot of the incarnated angels are being used and abused and taken advantage of. I feel that it's time for us to take our power back and to just enjoy life, have a good winter. There's some people that are just evil, they're just cruel. They just want to see you suffer. There's some people that, it's a part of their soul. You don't have to feel like you're a victim to these people. You don't have to feel like you have to be subservient to people that are doing things like that. And a lot of people are still on that, black and white stuff and da 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 da. It don't have nothing to do with it. Y'all know how many I've had many people harm me in the astral, and most of them have been my own people. So that don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? So um yeah, people can get access to you anytime they want. That's why a lot of you guys are doing reversals. You're lighting candles, you're doing uncrossings, you're doing all this stuff. Now, there is a need for things like the candle vigils and stuff like that, because there's other sources of this stuff that comes, I think that clearing up and cleansing out your astral space is very important, because there's so many people that have been invaded. I truly believe that this has a lot to do with some people who felt like they have been abducted by aliens. Okay. And I am an African American person. You never hear African American, you never hear Black people talk about that. But now that I remember being abducted, but they healed me. Something pulled me into the astral and healed me. Okay. This was years ago. A lot of stuff that is happening to you while you are asleep, the reason why you are not aware of it is because the actual act of sleep is supposed to be a time when you are healing, when you are getting rest. You're supposed to be able to sleep. In fact, legit insomnia is where you've been awake for days and days and you can't sleep. That's spirit trying to tell you something, but it's still not good for you. It's not good for you to stay up like that. You should be getting full sleep. But the problem is that so many people, the knowledge has been lost. It has. It's been lost. Your astral spaces can become infected, even infested. You have to connect to that space and see what's there and get rid of it. So, especially when it comes, you guys hear me talking about money portals, right? I've talked about that plenty of times, and people say I'm crazy. But at the end of the day, when I'm working with when I go into the spirit realm to access my spiritual money, okay, it just is what it is. And people talk about that. And there's been people that that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So most of us on this earth are very abundant. God loves us. God loves us. So many people that don't know anything about it. They don't know anything about it. They don't know anything about manifesting money. And then also a lot of times you guys will be spiritually blocked. About a year ago, I was so frustrated because I felt like I could not meditate. I was so frustrated. I was like, what is going on? And, that is the result of, people possibly throwing black magic at you, people trying to shut you down. And, that's all about domination and control. Everybody wants to rule the world, don't they? Everybody want to be running things. Most of the time, people that want to be running things, they don't even run themselves. Hence why most of our presidents are under mind control. By the way, did y'all hear about Queen Elizabeth passing away? Rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth. She died yesterday. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that the Queen died? I think she was 96. She passed on. I mean, she was 96, but anyway. Um, yeah, you have to learn how to protect yourself in the astral. How do you actually do it though? I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say. You have to take my class to be privileged to that information. I'm sorry, because like I said, if you give away free information, sometimes that can help the adversary. I mean, they're already thinking of ways, the ones that do astral travel to us, they're like, oh shoot. Oh, they're already trying to read my mind. They're already trying to figure out what it is. And listen, once you have blocked them from your astral space, they can no longer remote view you. They won't be able to read your mind. I was born a mind reader. I've never had the heart to use mind reading to harm somebody or to intrude on somebody. Mind reading is an advanced level skill of being an empath, because when you are an empath, you feel a person's vibrations, and then you even start to be able to read their mind and what they're thinking. And that's something that's all about survival, so that you can know what a person. But then you got some people that use it for baneful intent. Some people just do it because they nosy. Some people just do it because they crazy. Hey, Kelly. We are talking about astral projection and astral travel in the etheric realm. In fact, a lot of you guys that can't get spells to work, that's one of the reasons why, is because you don't know how to access the etheric realm. That's why a lot of people be like, they'll try to do spell work and it don't work. And they'll be like, why is this not working? You know what I'm saying? And that's the main reason why. That's why, because you're not actually accessing the etheric realm. Now, you can't really go off of, we all loved American Horror Story. Do you remember when why can't I remember that lady's name? She's one of the most important people on the show. But y'all remember the blonde lady, really pretty blonde lady. Um, she was saying men have a hard time accessing the etheric realm. Men are constantly accessing the etheric realm. That's how men are actually and factually dominating this society, and they shouldn't be, because you know guys, I had this channel called Bigotry Free TV, and I remember back then being so angry at men, because I said, y'all trying to turn this world into a violent video game. I think I have seen Dr. Sleep before. Yeah. And so, I think that it's really, really important for people to understand that. And the main aspect of what people need to learn is, how do you keep stuff out of your etheric space? How do you actually do it? Okay. There's some people that know, I know they know. A lot of people don't know. So that's why and that's actually one of the reasons why people, they start practicing the craft, and they get very frustrated with it, and they will just like give up. They'll be like, because what they'll do is they'll open themselves up to it. They won't, and they'll get confused and very chaotic, and but they don't realize that they've already opened themselves up to the spirit realm, and the spirit realm is speaking to you, but you don't actually understand what it is saying to you. And see, this is happening because of the confusion, the chaos, the distractions. When people are creating a bunch of chaos around you, you cannot focus, you cannot think. Mainly coming from men, mainly coming from males. I'm telling you. I am telling you. Okay. And what they did was and I don't know what made men decide to start doing this, especially during the burning times and the crusades and all that stuff. Even though they killed a lot of those witches, they hung them, they burned them. Let me tell you something. They took the knowledge from them and began to use it. Pretty much is what they did. This is one of the reasons why witches are very hard on men, because they have a history of betraying us consistently. Okay, they have a history of that, even our own fathers. So, I think that it is very, very important for women. It's good for your well-being. It's good for your healing. It's gonna get real, real nasty this winter. Where it is currently September 2022. It's gonna get real nasty. Yeah. Oh, all over. All over. But there's some people, there's some groups of men, positive vibes. There's some groups of men that have the knowledge, but a lot of them don't. But there's some of them that do. I believe that they teach Freemasons this. I believe that if you're a Freemason, they will privy you with this knowledge. Okay. They'll let you know what it is. And see, this is the reason why people are able to do certain things, you know what I'm saying? And they're able to manifest certain things because, I've seen spiritual doppelgangers of people. People can create doppelgangers in the astral realm. And they definitely will get to you. And they're very, very, very well versed in it. Even people that don't have a lot of money or haven't made a lot of money, maybe that's not their interest. Maybe that's not their purpose. Maybe their purpose is to just use their knowledge to do harm to others. Okay. So, yeah. Yeah, it's sad when you think about that, when you think about the consistent betrayal, because it's all about domination and control. It's disgusting. I also teach necromancy. Um, but I'm gonna tell you something, men and women, if a person wants to be a complete jerk, save yourself some time, because a lot of these people are accepting this possession because they want to be as ruthless as possible without giving a damn. They don't want to feel nothing. They don't want to feel nothing. So, I have worked several cases where um, I've had to bring back a lover. Some of the lovers purposely let a walk-in come in. Some of them didn't. So it's kind of like a crapshoot. Some of your lovers want to be under possession. They want to be bad. They want to be demonic. And the way that they are able to do that is accessing the etheric realm, the spiritual realm. That's the way they're doing it. So, very important for you to know about that, and very important for you to, if you are connecting with people spiritually, you need to know what they know and what they're doing and why they're doing it. Okay, you need to know what they're doing, why they're doing, and what they know. That's why I'm very, very, very careful when it comes to dealing with people spiritually. I am erecting my coven, but I'm very, very choosy about who I choose, because you just never know, what a person might be up to. You just really never know. And, I think that it's really, really important. I know that when I initially, because I talk to a lot of people that have some amazing spiritual gifts, I've talked to a lot of people that are very, very powerful. Um, and they are scared to death. They don't want to come to YouTube, because when you say, because when I initially did it, I did it, and it was the biggest regret of my life, trying to connect with other, witches, because I thought that I would be accepted. I thought that they would love me, take care of me, embrace me, and they didn't. They just wanted to hurt me, use me, abuse me. They didn't care anything about me. Okay. So, but I think that knowing that, knowing the understanding the astral and the etheric realm is one of the most important things that you're going to learn before you learn about herbs, before you learn about candles. Spirit is going to bring it to you. They going to bring it to you. They going to say, and it depends on who your spiritual teachers are. It really depends. It depends on who you connect with. It depends on how well you are receiving their messages and what they're saying to you, what they're telling you to do. I know that Hecate kept telling me over and over again, and she just kept giving me so many signs. And for some reason, I was scattered. That's why they have those frequencies, to where people that are purposely trying to scatter you, because you can't understand what they're saying, because you were born not knowing. And because somebody didn't teach you, you had no idea. Maybe because they didn't know. A lot of our mothers and our grandmothers didn't know. Now, my grandmother knew. So my grandmother did all of her witchcraft in her head. She was an Aquarius. My grandmother was badass. She still is. Okay. She did everything in her head. All of her witchcraft. You didn't ever see no altars, no rituals. Now, my great grandmother, Fanny, she was more so of a kitchen witch. She was more so of she was different. You know what I'm saying? But my grandmother, she operated totally different. And and my grandmother, she's constantly, like, especially when she first passed away, when I think back at some of the things that my grandmother would come in my dreams and show me, I didn't even realize that my grandmother was teaching me about the astral realm. She was actually connecting with me, telling me what was there. I didn't understand it. I was too confused. I was so confused, y'all. Okay. So, a lot of people want to tell you you're a bad girl. you're bad. You won't do what I tell you to do. Well, what do you want me to do? Die for you? You want me to get sick for you? You want me to be, and so it's so sick, to the point where, I just, I don't. Does religion protect you in the astral realm? Can you be a religious person and be protected in the etheric realm? Possibly. It depends. If you are a person that was not cursed by the Bible, keep in mind that 144,000 only will be saved through the Bible. That's what it said. That concerns me. That made me think very, very deeply. Reading those words made me think very, very deeply. So that means that only a select few, because everything is done astral. Do I believe that they're going to eventually blow up the earth? No, I don't. I believe everything is metaphorical. I don't believe that they have that power and control. I just don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? I believe that God is in control of everything. And I'm talking about the source of all. Okay. So when you think about that, even though, how do I say this? I mean, if you like, this is what I want to say to religious people. What scares me about solely depending on religion, because if I were to even become a Christian, I would still be a Christian witch, right? I would still practice the same way. The only difference is that I would call myself Christian. Do I believe that everybody can be protected through that? I don't believe that. And it concerns me because a lot of people are just being eaten alive. It's basically what's happening. And you have a choice. You have a choice. So, for example, if you're a Christian, you're not supposed to eat shrimp. You're not supposed to eat lobster. You're not supposed to work on Sundays. It's a lot of stuff that you're not supposed to do. But what if you do those things anyway? You're not supposed to fornicate. You're not supposed to curse. You're not supposed to commit the 7 deadly sins. So to me, that is one of the reasons why I feel that, yeah, in a sense, all of us are a god. Yeah, in a sense, okay. I believe that in order for you to truly be a god, you're going to exist solely in the spiritual etheric realm, though. You can be a god simply by having the knowledge and the wisdom of what you're actually dealing with. So, for example, if you're somebody that somebody might put a Bible curse on you or something for whatever reason, then what are you supposed to do? So if somebody puts those curses on you, then guess what? You're wide open to it. You have no idea how all of this negative stuff, and I'm talking about actual negativity. I'm talking about hunger, death, sickness. That's what I'm talking. I'm not talking about somebody talking crazy to you. They talked about Jesus. I'm talking about when your life is literally a living hell. I'm talking about when you're not able to ground yourself. I'm talking about when you're sitting there biting your nails. I'm talking about when you're sitting there miserable as sin. I'm not talking about, disharmony with somebody. You know what I'm saying? People try to make it look like you got these horrible curses on you and you don't know what you're talking about and something wrong and they done messed you up because you having an argument with somebody because somebody else is persecuting you. No, I'm talking about when your life is literally a living hell. I'm talking about when you are seeing stuff, hearing things, mentally messed up, you're sick, you don't feel good, you're tired, you can't get out of bed. That's what I'm talking about. Because you can have a bunch of people that hate your guts, but you're going to still sit there and smile and love your life. In fact, the more haters that you got, the better. So, let's go ahead and keep it real here. What I am talking to you guys about is the hermit. I am talking about you as an individual. How do you feel inside every single day? Are you miserable? Are you self-pitying? Are you loathing? Are you not able to go out there and even soak up vitamin D from the sun? Okay. So, this is not about outside sources. How do you feel? This is something that I always ask often. And people will say, you know what, to be honest, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm scared, I have anxiety most of the time. I don't feel good. I feel like I'm scared of dying. I'm scared of this. I'm scared of that. You know why? Because you don't understand how to create that quality of life for yourself, because you don't actually understand the spiritual etheric realm. That is why. They say that misery loves company. Why do you think most people are miserable and they want to make you miserable? Because they don't have control over their own etheric space. Okay? They don't have control over that. A lot of you guys that believe what I'm saying, and when you start getting that work, and when I start showing you and teaching you, you're going to know it's the truth. And those people that are constantly in denial, those people are going to be completely miserable. It's just the way it is. They don't want to listen. You cannot save somebody that doesn't want to be saved. Even Jesus Christ learned that himself. Because that's exactly the wisdom that was one of the things that even Jesus Christ knew. You think Jesus Christ doesn't know about the spirit realm? You think that a lot of people just think that he was some kind of sheep or something. He wasn't. That's why they call most of the population sheeple, because they don't know. This is one of the reasons why so many, but why, I mean, honestly, a lot of people, as scary as it sounds, a lot of people don't realize how filthy rich a lot of people are. Why? Because they know the truth. They have no idea what people have, what they obtain. And not me, not me. I'm definitely blessed. I've been blessed in my company, but see, I'm a spiritualist. So I've had to go through things and I've had to deal with things, and it's not easy. It's not. It gets easier every single day. But there's some people, they learn that knowledge. Man, and these people, they go in and next thing you know, so a lot of people don't realize how good people are doing financially, and been doing it for years, and people in their 20s. Why y'all think these 20 and 30 year, sometimes teenagers? Okay, so that's the main aspect of it. Now, if you guys get in my Maybon circle, I am definitely, every single client that I work with, I definitely do protect myself from your astral space, but also It's a lot of that. And see, this is going to be really important because I'm gonna tell y'all something. Yes, there are certain organizations, there's certain groups that are pulling in a lot of negativity in through the astral. So you do need to understand because we're getting closer and closer to Samhain. We're getting closer and closer to it. And so if I hadn't have buckled down, if I hadn't have done that, God only knows what would have happened to me this winter. You know what I'm saying? So I got lucky because otherwise, oh my God, and the spirit realm ain't, it's not to say that the spirit realm, okay, so the spirit realm, I'm gonna tell y'all what it is. A lot of people, when the spirit realm is actually very chaotic. The actual, what can we call that? The omniverse? Is that what that is? The gateway, the gateway. Okay, the universal, the universe. Basically, it is very, very, very chaotic. Okay, it's very chaotic. Your astral space is chaotic as well. A lot of y'all have very chaotic astral spaces, spirits and demons and stuff from 5,000 years ago and stuff from all moving in and out, just constantly coming in and out. In my, I can't say that because then they'll try to say that I'm giving medical misinformation. I'm not going to say that. A lot of it is very, very chaotic. It's very chaotic out there in the universe. But see, a lot of y'all have this, this astral space. It's almost like when you think about it's billions of stars, really, to be honest with you, we are those stars. So that's your gateway. That's where it is. However, you have to learn what you have to do and what you actually have to do to keep people out of your astral space. And not just people, entities, spirits. A lot of y'all don't realize that there's also etheric blocks. Some of your etheric blocks are not coming from other people. Some of these etheric blocks are coming from just dark matter. It's just coming from stuff moving past it. So, depending on who you are, your spirits, your spirit guides have made up this really, really intricate space. It's called an etheric space for you. It's your own space that is separate from the universe. And that's your own personal space. However, that is where you have the source of the invasions. And a lot of people are constantly being invaded all the time. Those are the people that are keeping up the ruckus. Uncle Ruckus himself, his astral space was totally invaded. That's why he kept up so much stuff. He didn't know. He was guilty of ignorance. He didn't realize why. A lot of these people walking around here don't even realize why they don't have control of themselves. They, are the way that they are. They have no idea why, because their spaces are filled up with all of this astral waste and bad energies and malevolent spirits and all of that. They have no idea. We can see it. We can see it. I'm pretty sure that there's been a lot of people that have watched me and said, oh, yeah, she got a lot of people invading her. She got a lot of stuff in, you know what I'm saying? But they can't see it. People that don't know, they just don't know. Okay. Hey, Ziana. So, and once you learn the basics, which is why that, it's only 3 hours. I can teach you about the astral realm in 3 hours in case you just don't understand it. Maybe you have to retake the course, but I can teach you about the spirit realm and how to access it within, that 3 hours of that class. And once you learn that, then everything else is pretty much, you know, everything else will be just a breeze. Okay. Many people don't realize, and I didn't realize it either, that you got to learn about the etheric realm first. I wouldn't be touching no witchcraft until you learn about the etheric realm. You should be asking spiritualists whenever you get a reading, what is in my etheric realm? What is going on there? But most people have basic questions, which is understandable. But that is one of the things that you should be asking on your own. So, let me give y'all the perfect example. Y'all remember that movie called um y'all remember that movie called The Entity? Y'all remember that movie? Remember that lady just kept getting raped by that invisible person, invisible entity that kept coming in and raping that woman? Hold on a second, I'll be right back. So that movie, The Entity, y'all remember that? That lady was going through so much, but guess how many women have reported that? And honestly, if men don't start telling the truth, if men don't start being upfront, and if men don't stop, I'm gonna have a really, really hard time trusting any man besides my son. And if I have a husband that knows exactly what I'm talking about and he's able to be honest about it. Because what men do is they just say, oh, she's crazy. I don't trust men like that. You're a misogynist. Most of the men on this planet are misogynists. Okay. But so many women have reported that. So many kids have reported that. Kids have even reported that. Things happening to them in their sleep. And so if you have stuff like that happening, and as a parent, the first thing you're thinking is that, well, somebody's gonna try to accuse me of doing something, and it ain't you. A lot of your kids are being, that's why they're having night terrors. That's why they are going through what they're going through. you know we really need to, I'm gonna tell you something. Most of the men on this planet are destroying this planet, most of them, and the people on it. Um, and I think that we all have an invested interest of getting men under control, in particular the ones that do the most. Part of the reason why a lot of you women don't know about this is because is because men are very misogynistic and patriarchal, and their need for control, their need to dominate always overshadows their good sense. Oh, you got to see it. It's called The Entity. It came out, I believe, in the 80s, Ziana. And this woman, she just, and the way that she kept getting raped by this spiritual ghost. She kept getting raped by an entity, right? And the way that it was getting in was through the etheric. And so this is the case for a lot of women. A lot of women report feeling like, something done happened to them while they're asleep. A lot of women. Do you realize how many people sleep with a camera pointed at them? There are people actually, and that's why they made that movie um paranormal was it paranormal? Yeah, Paranormal Activity. Okay, then they made a spoof to it, but Paranormal Activity. Notice how those people would always sleep with a camera going, because they would wake up and they would feel like, what is going on? And a lot of those people have captured things on camera. And see, this is something that I'm interested in, not arguing about crazy stuff all day. I want to get into that arena. I really want to get into the sleep studies and, actual using the technology to be able to pick up things on camera. This is something that in probably about 10 or 20 years, this is what I'm going to be doing full time along with spiritual work. Okay. Because I think that those things should be investigated. I think that the reason why we make all these movies is because art is imitating life. Because that's just what it is. You think that these people just made this up, like somebody just came up with a creative idea? No, these are stories. A lot of these things are based upon true stories. So there's some people that sleep with a camera on, and you be surprised at what you pick up. You'll see certain things, you'll hear certain things, and people are doing that. They'll actually record themselves sleeping at night and then go back over the footage. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't have to do that, because when I go to sleep at night, I wake up in the morning, I know exactly what done went on. And I had that issue for years. I don't know if you guys remember, but when I first moved to Georgia, I was still being astral raped. I was still being raped in the astral. Okay. And, I mean, are we surprised? Women get raped, what, every 10 seconds in the physical realm? So then what do you think is happening in the spiritual realm? Happens more there, and there are entities in the astral realm that are feeding off of you. Why do you think that most women are anemic? A lot of women are anemic. Depends on your bloodline. So we're going to be doing a lot between now and Halloween, which is Samhain. During that time, we're going to, I know that for me, I am going to be praising and honoring all of my spirit guides, because nobody taught me this. Nobody, except for my grandmother. When she died, she started to try to tell me what was going on, but nobody actually sat down and talked to me about this stuff. Nobody, this is something that most people don't know about. So people, when it comes to astral travel, And when it comes to astral projection, a lot of people kind of, it's almost like this hidden truth that nobody wants to talk about. Rarely do you hear about people talking about that. Rarely do you hear about people knowing what to do about it. They just complain about it. I mean, if y'all notice, when's the last time y'all heard me complain about somebody that I felt was feeding off of me? It's been months. You ain't heard me complain about nobody feeding off of me energetically. And that's mainly because I did work in the physical realm, but see, you also got to do the work in the etheric realm. Because a lot of times those same entities, demons, spirits, or malevolent spirits, they will attack through other people, especially if they can't get to you. If they feel that they can't get to you, then the next thing you know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of why I think it is important for you to stick with people that are like-minded. Other people that are ignorant, they are very dangerous because they can end up being empty seaters. Everybody has the potential to be an empty seater because we all are connected through the etheric realm. We all are. I'm sorry, we're not all connected through the etheric realm. We are all connected to the etheric realm. All of us are. So I think that it's important for you to make sure, like, even a lot of y'all that's married, even when it comes to your kids, make sure that you cover them. Make sure that you do not allow that stuff in. And so, does it help? Will it necessarily, because I can hear somebody thinking about this. Well, I'll just write down on a piece of paper. Nothing can get to me through the etheric realm. It's a little bit more complicated than that. So that may work, but that's not good enough. You have to cover all bases. Okay. Um, it's time for me to take my allergy medicine. God dang it. We've had a lot of mold in the air. It gets better at night, but we've had a lot of mold um, over here in Georgia. Oh, no, not mold, ragweed pollen is what we've had a lot of. I can't wait until that first frost. So, kill some of these bacterias and viruses. So, if you guys want to know about that class, you can contact me. I'm going to put it up on the website, but see, I was going to say something else. Do not come to me to find out the information to take it back to somebody else. Don't do that. Okay? If you come to me to get that astral travel class, don't discuss it with nobody else. Because guess what? The person that you may be discussing it with, I don't know. Just don't do that. Okay? Keep that to yourself. I don't mind helping certain people, but there are certain people that don't need to be privy to that information. If you're able to get to me for me to teach you, then that means that it was meant for me to teach you. My spirits don't make mistakes. They don't make mistakes. So my spirits ain't going to bring somebody through to me that's going to harm me. Okay. So I'm not one of those kind of spiritualists that believes oh, if I do this, then I believe that that's gonna hurt me, or I believe that somebody gonna hurt me. I don't believe that. Okay, empathism is a gift. If you believe that that gift can harm you, then it will. Belief is everything. You know, so yeah, that will be available tomorrow. If you've already been a student and you want to do that class as well, um, you know, you can add on to it, and because my classes are actually available to be purchased 1 hour at a time. Okay. Ah, it felt nice. So, also another thing, learning about earth magic, a lot of the fruits of the earth, they are so powerful. So powerful. You know what I'm saying? You'd be shocked and amazed at how abundantly powerful the earth is. Okay. Boy, if only people knew, we'd have less people robbing, killing, and stealing from people. I can tell you that. Oh, goodness gracious. So, you know, it is what it is. And I'm always here for you guys if you need me. Okay. I think that it's time to get focused. I know that I'm focusing, we have been distracted enough. Okay. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm just going to tell you this. A lot of these men who think they know everything, they're going to end up very, very sick and regretting not listening to the woman, to the divine feminine. Okay. They're going to be very, very, very sorry that they didn't listen to us. I can tell you that for sure, sure. Okay. I hope that you guys enjoyed this discussion. Make sure that you hit the thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe. You can also share this video if you'd like. By the way, I know that this is off subject. You can close it out if you're done listening to the discussion about the etheric realm. For the Maybon Circle, I am creating a wonderful oil. And so I'll be back tomorrow to show you guys that. I think I want to come and just hang out with you guys and just do what we usually do, because it's gotten annoying. Okay. It's got the craziness and the craziness and the distractions and all of that's been happening on YouTube. It's kind of a crazy place to discuss this, because there's so many people on here that they are, how do I describe them? Let's say that they're possessed. That's how people fall under possession. They're possessed. And look around you. Probably about 70 to 80% of the world population is possessed. And these entities are not making their life good. Okay, that's why there's a lot of people out there, they can't get nothing, they can't obtain nothing. That's why. Okay. All right, y'all. I will see y'all later. Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful witching hour. Blessings.